You brought up Obamacare. You brought up the horrendous way that this rollout happened in the state of Maryland, cost taxpayers tens of millions of dollars. And since you've brought that up and you wanted to talk about it, and Congressman Harris is here and has called for a federal investigation into just what's happened to all of that money. And now they're going with the Connecticut plan that's going to cost tens of millions of dollars more. So, David, what are your thoughts about the rollout of Obamacare, and what would you have done differently?
First, this morning, Ron George and I endorsed Anthony Brown to be the governor of Connecticut.
Yes, we did.
We want him to go up there.
We did.
Second, I do serve on the Shock Trauma Board. My wife, Melinda, who is here, serves on the board at Upper Chesapeake, so we understand how this has hit us. We came out with a plan very early on that we should let the 2,500 brokers who do this already in the state of Maryland, those insurance brokers, could have done this. They could have done it quickly, and that would have been much better. I was very frustrated watching the Super Bowl this year and hearing Blue Cross Blue Shield say it would only take you 10 minutes to get online and become one of our clients and customers. And now we're seeing that we're not even going to be able to do it in the state of Maryland for another 7 months after over $200 million being spent and now getting hit with another 35 between that and $50 million. It's making it unaffordable, and it's making it inaccessible. We need a governor who's going to stand up to the 10th Amendment and tell the President of the United States, you're not my boss. The people of Maryland are my boss, and we're not going to take these things that you push on us.
All right, David, Ron, what do you think?
Okay, listen, I put out there right away why we shouldn't go with these companies in the beginning, that they would fail. We already had evidence that Maximus had failed in Minnesota, that they had failed in Vermont, that they had failed in Idaho. Idaho went to the government plant, but they hired Maximus to do the rollout, and they messed up there. The fact of the matter is that the governor put something into the bill, a little line, where it didn't have to go through the procurement process of the Board of Public Works. So he says he went through a procurement process. No, he went through a choosing process, and he picked who was going to get the plan. And guess what? They're the ones that were donating to the governor. $12,500 to start, $326,400 they gave to the Democratic Governors Association as he became the head of it. They paid him back big time. There's been money going to Anthony Brown from them. I've been exposing this waste and exposing what's been happening. By the way, Maximus is the company who handled our health care disbursements to the poor in Baltimore City, and the federal government went to do an audit and found that they had wasted $360 million. The Georgia administration has a plan. It's a free market plan. It opens up the borders. A health insurance exchange becomes nothing more than a clearinghouse. As an employer, if I have an employee who's a single mother and has a girl with special needs, there's a plan out in Iowa for them, and we know this because we looked, and it's more affordable for her. It's portable. She can take it with her. This is what the exchange idea was supposed to be. It was a free market plan. The Democrats turned it into mandates from the federal government run by them, and that is wrong. Thank you.
Charles.
Thank you, sir. Most Marylanders know that the current exchange system's not working. Most Marylanders know that we've wasted hundreds of millions of dollars on a system that still has yet to be fixed. The issue is not whether or not the system works. It doesn't. But we can no longer continue being the party of no. That's what we always get blanketed on. We get that stigma attached to us everywhere we go. What are the solutions? Well, we went to the Heritage Foundation to discuss private healthcare exchange systems, a process that will allow competition across state lines. It will increase the amount of healthcare insurance companies that are currently in the exchange. It will privately allow private businesses and individuals to sign up on their own terms, which we know will lower the cost of health care without making it an absolute federal or public mandate. These are things that can be done. We have to do a better job marketing that, which is why we took our plan to Dr. Carson and to Heritage, just to make sure that what we were saying, my running mate and I, that it actually does make sense. But we have to have the credibility to do so. You can't tell the financial credibility. You can't tell the federal government no if you're in the pocket to them for $9.3 billion every year. We've got to balance our budgets in a sure way, limit the growth of our state government to ensure that we don't need necessary dollars coming from the federal government so we can make those bold decisions. If we don't do that, we'll always be in the pocket to the federal government and we'll always depend upon them. But I'm telling you, it depends upon how we communicate this across the board to both blue as well as red voters in our state.
All right.